Welcome to this special edition of Western Sports Weekly. I'm Amy Wilson. I'm joined by the founder and president of RFD-TV, Patrick Gottsch. We have the big announcement of the 10 athletes in each event who will be invited to RFD-TV's The American 2017, presented by Polaris RANGER. Patrick, I'd like for you to start off by telling us what you looked at.
Well, it's a little different this year. This job fell in the past to Randy Bernard, so this became my responsibility this year. And quite frankly, it was a lot of fun going through this. I don't pretend to know as much as Randy knows about rodeo, so really sought a lot of outside opinions. Of course, worked with all of our different associations that are involved with our qualifiers, the barrel racers, the team ropers, and so on. Talked amongst ourselves, talked to you, talked to Steve, talked to other people out at NFR and at ERA, and came up with this list. It's not a perfect list. I think there's some, of course, there's going to be, it's pretty clear who the top 5 or 6 or 7 are, and then I think you could make a case for the other 3. But this is the list. This is the one we settled on, and so I'm excited to start announcing it.
And we are. So we will start with the bareback riding. On this list, Tanner Oss, Caleb Bennett, Richmond Champion, Stephen Dent, Casey Field, Austin Foss, Orrin Larson, Bobby Moat, Tim O'Connell, and Jake Vold.
Yeah, and you know, this is a mixture of ERA champions, people that were in ERA, PRCA, and then, of course, the PBR. And I think what's really neat is that all these folks are going to be able to compete head-to-head really for the first time since both of their finals took place.
Exactly. We'll move on now to the steer wrestling. This list includes Bray Arms, Luke Branquino, Dakota Eldridge, Stockton Graves, Clayton Haas, Kyle Irwin, Matt Reeves, J.D. Struxness, Jason Thomas, and Tyler Wagasback. Yeah,
again, and it was fun going through those last couple nights at PRCA. Things did change a little bit, which did affect the order, but I think that everyone can make a case that these really are the top. Some of the top cowboys in each event.
Let's look at the team roping now. We'll go through the teams. First off, Derek Begay, Clay O'Brien Cooper, Dustin Bird, Russell Cardoza, Trevor Brazil, Patrick Smith, Luke Brown, Jake Long, Caleb Driggers and Junior Negata, Riley Miner and Brady Miner, Eric Rogers and Corey Petska, Levi Simpson and Jeremy Bueller, Clay Smith and Paul Eves, and Clay Trine and Jake Corkle. And of course, we'll come back later and visit more in depth about some of these teams, but a great field of team ropers.
Yes, absolutely.
Now to the saddle bronc riding. Coburn Bradshaw, Jacobs Crawley, Court Shear, Wade Sundell, Zeke Thurston, Jake Watson, Cody Wright, Jake Wright, Rusty Wright, and Ryder Wright. Of course, the Wrights put on quite a show at the NFR. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, they really did. And, you know, we got the dad and the 18-year-old and put 4 Wrights in there. You know, we could have made a case for a couple other guys to maybe be in, but I think the Wright boys coming to town, going to AT&T Stadium is going to be a story all by itself.
It will. To the tie-down roping, we have Trevor Brazil, Tuff Cooper, Marcus Costa, Tyson Durfee, Shane Hanchey, Hunter Herron, Cody Ohl, Caleb Schmidt, Cade Swore, Marty Yates, and then also a fan exemption, Cole Bailey.
Yeah, and that's probably the thing I'm most proud of. We had the fans vote there for a couple weeks, and without any prodding from us, the number 1 name written in that people wanted to see as a fan exemption this year was Cole Bailey. And, you know, we don't need to go into anything on the past, but I thought that was just a real cool move by the fans. And we're proud to invite Cole to come compete in the American at AT&T Stadium this year.
Let's take a look at the barrel racing now. This is a great field of barrel racers and their equine partners. Mary Berger, Pamela Capper, Sherry Servey, Cheney Chamberlain, Cassidy Dennison, Lisa Lockhart, Amberly Moore, Fallon Taylor, Mary Walker, and Kimmy Wall. And a big age division in that event, which we'll get in more to later.
Which is quite frankly why we're inviting Cheney. She did win the semifinals qualifier a year ago in $140,000 and made it. But I think the fact that Mary won the barrel racing at PRCA and to have Cheney there gives us a real excuse for every woman in the country to be watching us.
That's exactly right. Now to the bull riding. We have Eduardo Aparecido, Cooper Davis, Ryan Dirteater, Mike Lee, Jess Lockwood, Guilherme Marchi, J.B. Mooney, Kaiki Pacheco, Fabiana Vieta, Joao Ricardo Vieta, and a fan exemption of Sage Kimzey.
Yeah, great job on those names, Amy.
Well, thank you.
But no, this is a PBR event, so the first 10 were from the PBR. But a lot of folks have written me in the past and especially this year. And they wanted to see the PRCA champion go against the PBR guys. So we made Sage another fan exemption coming in for the bull riding event. And again, there's the semifinals going on, a lot of everybody else. If there's one thing about this year that maybe you didn't want to be selected as the 10 invitees, this would be the year because of the additional $500,000 on the line in the Fort Worth Stockyards. You got $1 million in the semifinal purse, and then the $1 million bonus on Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium. So it's going to be really interesting this year. We try to do something every year that really grabs the fans' interest. We're not trying to do something that's done at the other rodeos during the year, and really give people a reason to tune in. You know, we kind of brag about the fact that this is a 5-hour rodeo, and it's went fast in the past, and I think people are going to enjoy it just as much, if not more, this year.
I've often heard people talk about how they can't believe that it's actually been that amount of time that they've sat through, because it is a very entertaining rodeo. It's a great location to have it. It's a lot of fun. The atmosphere is great.
Yeah, and it's a great format. I mean, the format that Randy Bernard came up with to have the first go round and then bring 4 back for the short round works real well. So we're following that, of course, this year. And then a neat thing about this year, of course, it's going to be broadcast on RFD-TV, but we're also proud to announce that CBS, the CBS network, not CBS Sports, will be carrying the short round. We'll have a 1-hour special the week after the American, February 26th, on CBS Sports on Sunday afternoon.
A great way to introduce rodeo to new fans and also showcase the best.
Yeah, we hope so. And that's, again, another incentive, I think, for the 10 invitees and the 5 qualifiers to be on TV, go to the American this year.
I agree. Well, as we go back and we look at these lists, of course, congratulations to all those that were invited to compete at this year's RFD-TV's The American 2017. When we go back and look at the bareback riding, included in that list is 4-time world champion bareback rider Casey Field. The bareback riding is an event that's so physically demanding. A lot of times you see new guys coming in there. Casey Field is a guy who's really dominated this event for the last several years. He's ridden at the American before and done really well. Hasn't got the win, though, so maybe this might be his year. Also in this list of bareback riders, Tim O'Connell. Tim just finished up from the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. He had a great year, and he just won his first world championship. He set a single-season earnings record, and now he'll get the chance to head to RFD-TV's The American. Any other final comments about the field of bareback riders?
Well, just like most of the other events, it's really ERA champions versus PRCA champions in a format on Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium. That's going to be exciting in itself. And you know, I don't know if there's any grudges or anything, but I think people are going to really enjoy seeing the champions go head-to-head.
Now let's talk about the steer wrestling and Tyler Wagesback. He's the newly crowned PRCA steer wrestling world champion, had a phenomenal finals, and I'm sure he's hoping to carry that momentum into the American coming up here. Before we know it, it'll be here. Also returning to RFD-TV's The American is 5-time world champion Luke Branquinho. Obviously, he's a fan favorite. Everyone knows Luke Branquinho for his booty shake, and of course, he's been at the American before, so he knows what it's like and knows what it'll take to win. So we're excited to see everyone listed in the top 10 or in the 10 invited, I guess, for the steer wrestling. Any other comments about that event?
No, I mean, we try to invite the very best, but also people that have fun with rodeo and are fan favorites. So that's what determined those final choices in that category.
In the team roping, this should be a really exciting event at the American. The great thing about the American, as Patrick mentioned, is that it matches up the best from all of pro rodeo, including the PRCA, ERA, and PBR. So one story to feature is the ERA team roping world champions. These are the ERA champions Clay Trine and Jade Corkill, who are also 3-time PRCA world champions. Really phenomenal ropers. How about the team of Levi Simpson and Jeremy Bueller? They made history by being the first Canadian team to qualify for the NFR, and then they won the average and the world championships. They were absolutely shocked when I got to interview them after the rodeo. They said they still did not believe me, and it was a really exciting time for them, their families, and of course their country of Canada. So now they get to come to Arlington, to AT&T Stadium, and rope at the American for $100,000. Should be great to watch.
Yeah, and a little side note. I mean, again, we're trying to involve the world in this in the American each year. We are going to have two team roping teams from Brazil that won the Barretos championship here this past fall. They're invited to participate in the semifinals. So if they're fortunate enough to get through there and qualify, that'll be even more international flavor to the team roping side.
Yeah, it certainly will. Also, lots of qualifiers still coming up, so we should mention that for anyone who didn't receive an invitation, a huge chance to go to the semifinals, which will pay out $1 million, and then have the chance to advance on to the American. So lots of opportunity.
Yeah, and I don't know if people really know this, but we're paying deep into the semifinals this year. I think we're paying deeper than any other rodeo out there. So people don't have to win or come in first or second, even in the semifinals, to walk away with a nice paycheck, especially with the additional $500,000 that's been added just to the semifinals.
As we look at the saddle bronc riding, one saddle bronc rider to look out for is Wade Sundell, who's undefeated at the American. And last year won the $1 million bonus. In fact, Wade Sundell has won $1.3 million on 6 horses in his last 3 years at the American. That's so impressive. Just huge news coming from Wade Sundell. He's also one of the fan favorites, a really electric athlete to watch, and has just put on a huge show riding some of the rankest horses.
Yeah, like you said, Wade's won it all 3 years that we've had the American. Now you're going to have the Wright brothers challenge him, Jacob Scrawley, Zeke Thurston. That's going to be an exciting event.
You mentioned the Wrights. You're also inviting 18-year-old Ryder Wright, who's at the top of his game, and he definitely showed that at this year's NFR.
Well, he earned a spot.
He earned a spot.
Winning 5 rounds at the WNFR. Wow, 18 years old, in high school a year ago. It's great seeing the young rodeo stars coming up.
It really is. He's had a lot of great